And today I'm actually gonna walk you through a full self-cut. Came in here looking pretty rough. We're gonna fix up the beard, we're gonna fix up the hair. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how we do it. So I'm gonna start off by putting on some gloves here, and we're gonna put our first line in. I just realized that was the one trimmer I didn't tag, but you guys can use any of the trimmers that I tagged on this list. I actually got smart enough to put them in the video's description, so you guys would be able to see every single thing I use, which I've done so many lives that I have not shown that. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our Exceed trimmer from Gamma, and one I linked here, you can use this one as well. This is the Rain trimmer, and this one's gonna cut a little bit closer just due to the way that I have it set. So that's really the main thing here. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put our line in, and when we get to the top of our line, we just wanna flick up and out. Don't obsess over making the line perfect, all right? It does not have to be perfect. So that's a pretty good start right there. Just short little strokes. Hey, how'd you guys do on Black Friday? Did you guys get anything? What'd we buy? Is it me, or did it seem like Black Friday was a little bit anticlimactic? I just felt like there was actually a lot of deals, to be honest, in the barber space. But man, like in the tech space, there was like hardly any deals. Where are we checking in from? What's the date and time where you're at? That's a pretty good start right there. I'm actually using a camera monitor app this time. Normally I can't see anything, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna continue this line. That's probably like the best line I've ever put in on a live, because normally I don't even look at this part here too closely. So we're gonna switch sides here, and we're gonna try to find a better way to put this down. I don't really need to use this for this part here. I'd rather like use my eye with the camera here. It's just so damn bright with this thing right here. These are the things that make it difficult. Thank y'all for checking in. Thank you guys for being members. We do appreciate you guys. We'll always do a shout out for the members here. So that's JOI 4J4. Appreciate you, man. 39 people in the room. If we double tap the middle of the screen, we're just kind of hoping to get to 100 likes if we can. It's pretty early here in the morning. 6:40 in the morning. I like to come into the shop, get my hair all fixed up on the Saturday. We've been doing these Saturday morning lives, cutting my own hair a lot lately, and just showing you guys, you know, how I like to do it. I just realized I forgot to put a cape on. Tell you guys what, if you guys could get this part right, right here, the rest of it becomes a whole lot easier. So we'll check this and this, and my line never looks this nice, guys, because I don't ever normally use like a monitor or anything when I'm doing this. So we were just putting in our line here with something that's going to be really easy to remove the guidelines, and the only reason that is because we actually set this. This is our zero gap setter. If you notice, one side says soft, the other side says aggressive. We set this with it being soft. So that's just the soft setting on the zero gapping tool. And that's why I use this one. And if you use 2 different trimmers, you're going to make your life a little bit easier. So with that being said, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our XC shaver. These are, if you guys watched the video yesterday, these are like the #1 fastest shaver on the face of the earth. Overkill for if you're doing it on your own. You guys could buy like a Rebel if you're doing this on your own. That'll get you by just fine. But we have the best tools on earth, so we're going to use them. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the line and we're going to start to flick up or come down at the top, and then we'll go from the bottom and we'll start flicking up. So my goal in this step is to not have much of a line in between where I went off with my other one and this one. If I do this right, it won't be too bad. Keeping a light pressure, bouncing it back and forth, and that's pretty much what we want to see, where there's no line in between my trimmer and my electric shaver. Double tap the middle of the screen. We got 175 of you guys up in the room, and we'll start working on the back part. So I'm going to tap down with the grain towards the top of the line, and that's not going to cut as close, and then I'm going to come up against the grain. So like if I shut up for a second, you guys hear the motor speeding up. So listen to the motor speed up. These are USB-C charging. They got 2 hours of runtime, and they have something called a vector motor in them that allows it to speed up when it senses resistance. The other cool thing about this, a lot of people don't know, is they do not cut long hair. So if I wanted to keep my line fresh from yesterday, I could run this right into my line, and it's not going to hurt anything. These are super strong shavers, really fun to use, and they just work well. If you guys didn't see my live from yesterday, we went through what I view are the best shavers in the industry right now. Yes, they're USB-C charging, right? But they also have a proprietary charger that fits on all Gamma and Stylecraft tools, and they come with a stand as well. So they got a lot of features. So double tap the middle of the screen if you guys are enjoying the content. We're just trying to get to 100 likes if we can. Looks like we are almost at 30, which is pretty cool. Appreciate you guys. These are Gamma, and all the tools you guys are seeing me use right now are going to be linked. I linked them all for the first time ever because I'm finally getting a little smarter with that stuff because you guys always ask. So you guys can see I have all the products listed. I tried to find you guys the best deals. The other way you guys could get probably an even better deal, honestly, is if you go directly to Stylecraft right now, because they're running a site-wide Black Friday sale, and I don't think it's over yet. So you guys can check there as well, and see if you guys can go ahead and score yourself a good deal there too. So we are now completely down to skin, and I'm just going to use an Uno 2.0. This is the little tiny shaver, and I'm going to go ahead and just see if there's anything that I missed. And these are a little bit easier to blend with because they only have one foil, so I can use them in a variety of different ways, and I could get an awesome outcome. So now we have a fairly harsh line in there. We want to fade it into the top, and I might even cut just a little bit off the top with some scissors because I feel like the top is starting to get a little bit out of control. And we're going to do the beard too. The beard's a mess right now, and I got my microphone in it, so we're going to wait on that one. But we will do the beard as well. So the tool that we're going to use to start our blend, this is going to be the Rain clipper from Stylecraft. This is probably my personal favorite right now. I'm just using this all the time, And the way that we're gonna start this is we're gonna take our clipper and we're gonna click this lever down. If it's open, it's gonna leave the hair longer. If it's closed, it's gonna cut closer. So just in case you didn't know that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a guideline in about the width of a finger. And we wanna kinda use what we call a C motion, or in Stylecraft, we're gonna call it a speed motion. Because it's gonna drastically reduce the amount of time it takes you to do the haircut if you can soften those upper guidelines. And that's all that does. So I got it about the width of a finger. It's okay if it's a little bit wider, if it's a little bit shorter, that's fine. It's not gonna really matter that much. I'm gonna hold my clipper a little bit lower so you guys can actually see. This part right here above the mastoid bone is always a pain in the ass. And it don't matter if you're doing your own hair or somebody else's. So there's a couple different ways we could manipulate this clipper to get the outcome that we want. The one is me just using this C motion. And I'll show you guys a couple of others as we go forward into the cut and we start to troubleshoot. And you guys could hear, like there's a good feedback from this blade. It makes this nice crunch sound. So it kind of makes this, like, I don't want to say idiot proof, but a little bit, a little bit easier. I'm gonna turn the light off while I do this side because it just blinds me when I stare right into it. Can't really see a whole lot here, to be honest. I'm looking in the cell phone camera. Yeah, I gotta say, guys, I was checking out all these different like deals as far as like Black Friday, like on cameras and gear related to camera stuff. And I've been looking at a couple of different cameras that I've been wanting for a while. I couldn't believe, like, dude, they try to lie and say it's a deal. It's not a deal. There was so many non-deals. Hopefully Cyber Monday is a little better. I doubt it. I think these, you know, it's just all hype now. It's not, you're not really getting like a huge discount off of most things. Everything that I want seems to be like expensive, and you're just not getting a good deal on this. Okay, so we got two lines that we got to deal with. This top one that goes all the way around, right? And we got obviously that bottom one that's a little bit harsher, right? That's the line that we're gonna have to fight to get out. So we could choose to do either one we want first. And the first one we're gonna deal with, we could pick up a number 1 or a half guard. Now, if you buy these clippers, you're gonna have these guards with you. They're gonna come with these guards. 57 likes. We already almost got to the 100. Thank you guys so much. I think we're gonna do it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our half guard on, and I'm gonna open this 2 clicks. 1, 2. It makes it pretty easy. When you have the clicks, you can kind of see what you're doing. You can control what you're doing, I should say, a little better. So we're gonna tip this way a little bit. And I'm gonna use that same C motion, that same stroke. And if I do this real carefully, I might not have too much more work to do towards the top. Now, if you guys are cutting your own hair and you wanna start doing this, one little piece of advice I would give you is if you do it every week or so, it'll be much easier for you guys to get a good result. If you wait way too long, it's gonna be a lot more work to get certain parts of the haircut to come out the way you want them. So I'm listening for that crunch. I can click it up. I could click it down based on what I'm seeing. And we're softening up that line. I'm gonna click it down a little bit. Not bad. Wish I could get this to stay right here while I did this. So I'm gonna show you guys real quick. There's a couple different things you guys can do. So one thing you could do to create a little more space from the head is to tip the ass end of the clipper up, right? And that's gonna move the teeth that cut a little further away. Next, you can put it all the way down, put it flat. That's gonna cut as close as you can, and you can isolate one corner or the other corner. So that's pretty much how we're gonna get both of those things done. I'm gonna try to move this light a little bit because it's really hard for me to do this left side with this light blinding me. But I'll show you guys real quickly what some of that looks like. So I'm gonna open this all the way. I'm gonna try the C motion first. I'm gonna lift the butt end out, and that's gonna create a little more space, allowing me to go a little higher. Now I'm gonna start to seat the clipper down a little more. I'm gonna close it some, and I'm gonna use the C motion, and I'm only gonna be using one corner. Short little strokes, you're not trying to make huge changes here. So I don't hear the clipper cutting anything, so that kind of tells me that this step is done. So there's one more step that we're gonna use just above here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I could pick a number 1, or I could take a 1 1/2. Now, if you're new to this, I would tell you guys to put the 1 1/2 on first and see what effect the 1 1/2 has. So if I take it like this here, and notice how I'm kind of like tipping my head towards the camera so I could see a little better. I'm gonna close this all the way on the lever. I'm gonna see if I can clean up. And this will allow me to go a little bit higher. It'll allow me to make a couple of mistakes because I'm using the 1.5 versus the 1 guard. And I do think I got a little bit of bed head because I woke up like 2 hours ago, but I'll be sleeping on this side. And usually the side that you sleep on, you're gonna have a little bit more work to do. So sometimes it's actually smart to wet your hair a little bit and see if you can get rid of some of that head so that we could get out that final bit of weight. So while I'm working on this side and I can see it pretty good, I'm gonna put my number 1 on. I'm gonna open it 2 clicks, 1, 2, 271 in the house. Looks like we're almost at the 100 like mark, and I appreciate you guys so much for that. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go into that spot. Hopefully we get this out. So when you cut your own hair, it's really all about trying to reduce the potential for mistakes. And if you fade down a little bit like you see me doing, because I went with the 1.5, come back and go with the 1, it's all the same motions though. Little short strokes. You're not trying to make big changes when you're doing these steps. You're trying to do everything real careful and just a little by little at a time. Not trying to do a ton of changing with the hair. My monitor decided to give up, but it came back online. Sweet. All right, so we'll go to this side, which is, like I said, kind of hard. I can't really see it that well, so I'm gonna try to turn away from the light some, and we'll worry about this side now. Usually you'll make mistakes when you get impatient, and literally right there, I just made a little bit of a mistake that I'm gonna have to go back a step to fix, but that's what it is, man. You're cutting your own hair. You can't really see everything the way you could if you were cutting somebody else's hair. I'll tell you guys what though, if you guys want to get good at cutting hair, you cut your own hair, you're not gonna have any trouble when you cut real clients. You get good at doing this. This side's kind of misbehaving a little bit. I'm not in love with what I see going on this side, and I think part of it is because when I sprayed my hair, I still got a little bedhead on this side too. Obviously, I was tossing and turning last night. Excited to get in here and go live for you guys and show you guys, you know, how we do it. We are 6 likes away, guys. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. We just try to get 100 likes when we do this. Obviously, it's always a challenge, man. YouTube is not too friendly to channels that teach. They want all this shock value, all this shock entertainment, all these people that are, you know, doing things in the world that are really not healthy or helping you do anything. And we have been consistently teaching on YouTube how to do hair, how to do different parts of the business for over, what has it been, 12 years, 13 years, maybe almost 14 years we've been doing this. I think 2012 was when I posted my first video on YouTube, and things have come a long way since then. So like I said, guys, made a couple mistakes, and we're gonna go back to the 1.5 to fix them. And all we gotta do now, guys, if I get this part right, which I'm pretty sure I will, whether it means I gotta go back to my number 2 or whatever, I don't care. If we get this part right, all we gotta do is remove that bottom line, and that, with these clippers, will be super easy. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm gonna do a better job than if one of my barbers was here. Like, if one of my barbers was here and they cut my hair, it would certainly be better than what I can do on my own. But I can do a passable enough haircut that looks pretty good. And sure, maybe a barber would look at it and be like, okay, it's not perfect, but I'm not really that worried about perfection. I'm just gonna do my thing and make my hair look good, and then you guys are gonna hate when I put color in it, I know that, but I'm gonna put a little color in here too. I just put the number 2 on, guys. This really shouldn't be too big of a step, but I just didn't like how dark it was looking right there. I'm gonna go up till I hear it make some noise. And my goal with the 2, when I have a 2, I'm just trying to go straight off the head. And on this side, we'll go back to the 1.5 for a second. I just want to make sure, like, if you guys notice, I'm putting a lot of attention right at the parietal ridge, and the parietal ridge is right where the comb leaves the head, right? So if I put a flat comb on the side of the head, right where it leaves the head, my hair is not easy to fade, guys. I have like really fine hair, and generally when you're dealing with like really fine hair, it's very difficult to fade. That's the same thing with like really straight hair. If you have like certain types of Asian hair, it can be really difficult to fade. Like, they could be fine and straight, and it literally shows every single mistake you make. So my hair was always a challenge. I worked at a barber school teaching students for about 11 years. And in that time frame, when students got a little bit better, even when they weren't good, I would let them cut my hair because I really don't care about my hair that much. Like, you might think that I do, but I don't. Like, there's nothing that a student could do to my hair that I couldn't fix. Now it's looking really good, guys. Now I'm actually kind of like happy with the progress and everything like that. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna remove that bottom line, and we're gonna do that. I already, like, instinct told me to go already to that spot, but I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna close this all the way. And another disadvantage is kind of hard to brush your hair. Normally, if I was cutting somebody else's hair, I'd cut, brush, but that just ain't how it goes. So now we're gonna move that bottom line. I'm gonna start with it completely closed, and I'm just gonna flick, and I just wanna hear a little bit of noise. Don't worry if you make another little line here, but we're just using like the corner of the blade. Short strokes. We're gonna click it up, one click at a time. Repeat that same motion. I'm gonna hold it more like this so you guys can actually see. Click it again. So essentially what I'm doing is the clipper, because of the clicks, it's actually leaving the hair a little bit longer as I click through. So like you guys can see, the fade on this side is actually looking really good. The type of blade that is on here is called an Echo Crunch blade, which allows me to hear that nice ch ch ch. Click it up. Click it up. Where we tapping in from, guys? What's the temperature? What's your location? What time is it where you live? Always curious about that. As I fade out this back part of my hair, you can actually see right where I wear a hat. I play golf all the time, so I wear a hat, and right where I wear the hat, it's like kind of light there. So they're just super easy to blend with these style of blades here. So because this blade is curved, it allows for the scooping motion. It allows for a lot of little mistakes, and it does not, it doesn't create problems like some other blades do. Another blade I'm very fond of here is this one here, where it's actually straight. And this one will allow me to cut a little bit closer. In the event that that blade is not able to get out of line, I could switch to this blade and I could cut a little bit closer. So like if you're struggling to get that bottom line out, it would be the exact same process. You just take this blade and you'd rock and roll through your steps, and you're gonna get, you know, basically the same outcome. I gotta do this left side, which we'll use actually this blade. I'll show you guys, it'll work about the same. It'll cut a little bit closer. So you guys can see it's making more of a line as I flick it up, but now I'm gonna click it. So I'm opening the blade, and that's gonna allow it to cut a little bit less hair. And I wanna hear it. I wanna hear the noise. And if I make that motion and it stops making that noise, I know it's time to click the lever, or in some cases, it might even be time to switch to like a different guard or something. So that worked out pretty good. So we'll go to this side over here, and see if I could just come around from here so you guys can still see what I'm doing. Is anybody in the chat? Is anybody in the chat? Are you guys barbers? Are you considering being barbers? Is that what brought you here? Is that what got you watching it? So I've created another little bit of a line right there. We'll get that out with the half guard. And that's the type of stuff that happens, you know, if you make mistakes. I'm gonna shut this off so I could actually kind of see without blinding myself. Said, I'm just watching to see you make a fool of yourself. The back of the fade is uneven. Let me ask you something, man. Does that come from jealousy, insecurity? What's with all the feminine traits here? Could I see myself getting out of bed, jumping on somebody's live, and like coming with a bunch of negativity? I just couldn't see that. Like, a real man doesn't do these types of things. An insecure person does these types of things. So you guys can see this clipper with this blade on it really made getting that bottom line out really good. And actually, I'm pretty damn happy with that, being that I didn't even get a chance to really look at it too well. So we do have a little bit of cleanup right here to do, and then we will move on to cutting the top, fixing up the beard, and we're gonna make it happen. Said I cut hair in prison. Only did 6 months. You know what's funny is a lot of people, actually a couple of the students from the barber school where I taught, they came to barber school after they had accrued hours in prison. And it's pretty cool because they actually had accredited hours, right? So remember one of the guys, Mike, he did a couple of years and he actually became a teacher. He took over my job after I left. I think he's still there. Phenomenal guy. Came to school with 600 hours that he got in prison. And if you went to prison for 6 months, you did not go to prison, you went to jail. He went to prison. So I'm guessing your story is probably not true, actually. But people do. Double tap the middle of the screen if you guys are enjoying the content. There's a lot of you guys in here. It'd be pretty cool if we could maybe get to 200 likes. You guys got me to 800 likes during the last self-cut, which was really cool. It really helps. Back of your hair is such a pain in the ass. I had to rest my shoulder for a second, man. This thing is getting sore. Getting sore. Okay, so now is where this particular clipper with the taper blade is going to make my life a little bit easier, because now I'm going to do a couple little detail spots and we're going to make it happen. 6 months in 25 in North Carolina. That would be jail. That would not be prison. So we're going to go ahead. You got to realize everything's backwards too when you're cutting your hair. I got my shoulders good. I just had to rest them for a second, and we're going to get to fighting with the back over there. So we're going to take this, we're going to open it all the way, and we're going to make it happen. So now we're going to do, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that manipulation. Like I said, I'm going to tip it out. That's going to get it a little further from the head, and then I'm going to start to lower the ass end of the clipper down to cut closer. So don't y'all be in there making fun of people who go to prison or go to jail. I think almost everybody in this chat certainly could have made a mistake. That could have put them away for a while. I mean, think about it, guys. How many times did you do something wrong that you got away with it? Some of these people who make these mistakes, it just takes one little mistake, man. And then some people are just bad at being criminals. And they shouldn't be them. I knew a lot of bad criminals. I knew a lot of bad criminals in my life. Do you guys remember Shawshank Redemption? When that kid came into the prison and he was talking to Andy Dufresne about all the time he did and all the jobs he did and all the times he got caught. And Andy Dufresne told him, "You're not a very good criminal. You might want to pick a different career path." One of my favorite movies, guys. One of my favorite movies. Okay, we're going to cut the top. And I should have put a cape on. I don't know why I did. I got to cut hair all day now. But thankfully, I got this. This is the studio blower, by the way. We use these constantly at the shop. I was a good criminal, but a very unlucky person. It's all love, bro. I'm just saying, that part of the movie, I never forgot it. That was like one of the parts in the movie that stuck with me, where he was like, "You are obviously not a very good criminal. You get caught every time you try to do something. Maybe, just maybe, you should try doing something different," right? 600 of you guys in here, double tap the middle of the screen, and I'm going to show you guys real quick how we're going to cut the top with scissors. I really wasn't going to do this, but the front is getting a little bit out of control. So I actually began my life in hair as a cosmetologist, so I find this actually pretty easy to do this part, even on my own hair. The only problem is it's a little hard to see where I'm laying in the scissors because I'm looking at it. So what I've done is I'll comb up the middle, and I'm going to cut what's called a mohawk guideline, right? I'm going to just make that guideline exactly how much I want to take off, I'm gonna take it all the way to the back. I don't want a whole lot of hair cut off the top because, yo, your boy's going bald, all right? So I gotta keep some hair here. We'll comb this down. I never wear my hair down, by the way, guys, but if I see that I got some kind of funny business going on here, I'm gonna wanna cut that. And I don't wanna scrunch my forehead too much either. I don't really care if it's perfect because I'm never gonna wear it down. Okay, so we got the guideline cut in, and now I'm gonna comb this up. I'm gonna find that short piece that I just cut, right? You guys can see I got that short piece in there that I just cut, and I'm gonna cut it straight across. Now, another little trick that I could actually use, which I am gonna use, I'm gonna switch to a different pair of shears. It's gonna give me a lot more texture. So I can do the same haircut with this. Man, you guys are smashing that like button. Shoot, we might get to 300. You guys are awesome. I was hoping for 100. It's so hard to do. But if I make a couple of extra snips here, it will cut the whole section with this tool. So it makes life a little bit easier, but it also creates a lot of texture. And after I style this in the end, you guys are gonna be like, oh, that's pretty cool. So whenever we got these kids that are wearing these like fluffy tops and all this stuff, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use that little technique there. A couple more snips and you guys can see it leaves some long ones. That's what we want. And it still cuts my guideline so that my hair is somewhat even. Which again, I told you guys, if you cut your own hair, I've been doing this for 23 years. It was 2003 when I started doing hair. Even me, with all the experience I have, I don't have expectations to do the most perfect haircut, all right? I could do a passable haircut. Most of you guys would see me in public and you'd say, oh, that's a pretty nice haircut. But I'm just saying, like, lower your expectations a little bit, especially if you're new at this, if you're just beginning this, lower your expectations just a little bit and make it happen. And those of you guys, how many people, we got 1,500 people in here. How many people in here are aspiring barbers? Like, do any of you guys, have you ever thought about doing this for a career? Have you ever thought about doing this, you know, for yourself? And if so, what are your reasons why you haven't done it yet? Just curious. All right, here we go, guys. This is my actual like texturizing shears. I'm gonna use these to help blend. I'll show you guys something really cool here in a second about why I got started, how I got started. I wasn't gonna do this. I never did this before on a live, so what this is gonna do is this is gonna help fix my blend up a little bit. I'll actually put these backwards in my hands. 2 months into barber school, that's what's up, man. Congratulations, brother. He said, my husband's about to cut our son's hair now. That's awesome, man. That's what this channel's all about. Trying to show you guys the tools you can use, the tricks you can use to pull off the haircuts that you guys see on my channel. So I'm gonna just check the sides a little bit. I like what I'm seeing. I don't really see anything too out of whack. This is one big thing. If you guys notice, I've cut my hair into a bit of a square shape. That's what I want. When barbers take the fade too high, they knock out all this bulk and then they don't really get that crispy look. So to me, I find that pretty important to get that part right. So the next step here, guys, now that my top is cut, I'm gonna turn on my blow dryer. I'm gonna turn it all the way up to high. I'm gonna do my edge up, but to do my edge up, I wanna blow all this hair up and out of my way for now. So as hot as I can take it, you know, it's pretty damn hot. This blow dryer is the XL from Gamma. Now I'm gonna hold the trigger down on the cool button. And this is something you guys could do for yourself. Like, let's say that you didn't want to use a bunch of gel and you wanted your hair to stand up. All you got to do is hit it super hot until it's completely dry, then hit the cool button and it'll set back just like mine did. So now let's go ahead and let's knock out this edge up. And to do that, I'm going to use my really sharp trimmers. These are the Rains. And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to clean up any little hairs that are not going the way we want them to. I'm gonna go back with the razor here in a second. 1,000 people in the room. Double tap the middle of the screen if you guys are enjoying the content. You guys are so cool. We are already at 300 likes. Holy crap. Thank you guys. It's been really cool to get some momentum on something. Guys, I've tried everything. The regular uploads, they don't do so good. All they seem to want is shorts and lives. And again, I've been dropping videos since 2012, man. It's not easy to keep coming up with stuff and keep working at it. And it really breaks your heart when you pour your heart into something and it just gets 0 views, nobody watches it. So a lot of that goes a long way, man. Okay, now for the part of the show that you guys are not gonna like. We're gonna color. I'm gonna color my front of my hairline to make it look like I got more hair. And what's cool about the color that I'm about to use is it's gonna stain my scalp and it's gonna last for about 3 days. So I know some of you guys are gonna give me some trouble with this, and for that, I don't care. But I'm gonna say, if I was just a civilian, if I was not a barber, if I didn't wanna do anything special to my hair, I probably wouldn't do this either. And I totally get why you would disagree with this. But I am supposed to be a person that people look to for style. So I like to do things a little bit different and really just try to, go above and beyond. So I'm just gonna take the top of a cap of some kind. The color I'm using is called Kiss Express. And I'm gonna go ahead and take some of this color. I'm gonna spread it out on my brush. We're gonna need a good amount here. This is kind of tough to do by looking in the cell phone camera, but we're gonna try it anyways. So I had a moment of focus there, guys. There we go, $4.99. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. That was MS Fit. Keep up the grind, bro. Appreciate you, man. All right, we're gonna put a little more color on here. I told you guys we're gonna wind up using a lot. But you guys can see what this is gonna do. And I'm gonna let it just stain my scalp. I'm not even really brushing it in too much yet. And again, guys, I'm under the Friday night lights over here. I got this big ass light here. If you look at me when this is dry and when this is done, it's not gonna look over the top too unnatural, but I want it to look a little bit heavy right now because I want it to last 3 days. So that's always my goal when I do this. I want it to last 3 days. And if you do a good job, you won't have that much cleanup. But if you accidentally paint it somewhere you don't want it, it actually is pretty easy to fix. And I'll show you guys what we'll do to fix that. Not bad at all, guys. Not bad at all. I don't usually get this lucky the first time I paint it in, especially when I'm only looking at the cell phone camera. It's so hard. But I'm pretty happy with how I got this. So now we're gonna color just a little bit back here. So all this is just a demi-permanent hair color, guys. So with the demi-permanent hair color, all it really does is stain your skin. There's no developer, no nothing. It's just gonna stain my skin and that's gonna be it. So the next step, we're gonna take our razor, and I knew there was gonna be people in here who don't like this, and just double tap the middle of the screen for the haters. I really don't care about the haters. If I cared about the haters, I'd have never done this in the first place. Sometimes we got people that are gonna hate, that are even in your inner circle. And that's why, usually as you get older, you start to kind of cut out some of those people, man. There's people around you that are probably holding you back from things. People that want to just go out and drink, people that want to just go out and do things that you shouldn't be doing. And people that are going to hate on you when you don't do some of these things, when you start to mature, when you start to grow up, when you start to push yourself in different areas, when you make yourself vulnerable and you do certain things, there's always going to be people. I remember when I first started my YouTube channel, let's be real, it wasn't good. I wasn't very good at making videos, right? And there was people that I know that were like, dude, that's so goofy. That's never going to work. Like, I can't believe you're doing this. Like, I watched your video. It was so cringy. There was people in my own circle saying that. And I didn't care because I knew for a fact that I would get to 100,000 subscribers one day. Like, I knew that I would. It was like I blotted out the world and worked at nothing but this so that I could do that. Like, I didn't care what other people had to say. I didn't care what other people thought. And if you talk to a lot of people who have some margin of success, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm Mark Cuban, right? I'm just saying, like, if you talk to some people that have some margin of success with things, you're going to notice they all say the same thing. Like, they knew for a fact that it was going to work. And there was nothing you could tell certain people that it wasn't going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a little bit of shaving gel. So we're going to get this line on point. If you guys don't use a straight razor on yourself, it doesn't take very long to learn. Most of the time, when I had a new group of students, the first thing I would do is start making them shave themselves. And they'd come in and they'd ding themselves up a little bit, but they would come in all busted up. But then they would know, okay, if I touch a person like that, I'm going to cut them. They would know what they're doing to other people. I always felt like that was important. Okay, we are going to grab something, because if you put too much cream, if you put too much shaving gel, you're not going to be able to stretch the skin good. So I usually take like a towel so I could pull on my skin again. I'll blow up my cheek. Not bad. We'll go ahead and we'll hit the razor around the ears. Dude, I don't mind the people trolling, man. He said, you really need some moderators. This is getting out of control. Well, you know, to be honest, we never really, when I was doing a lot of these lives before, we never really had this many people joining. Like, we've been having 800, 1,000, 1,400 people joining. And, you know, when you have that many people in here, you're inevitably going to have a couple of people who you know, are going to say some things. It's like, whatever, man. I don't care if you hate on me, dude. It's like, if you just make comments that are just so off the wall, I'll throw you out. But for the most part, I really don't care, bro. Like, I got principles. I can stand on my principles. I'm not worried about you. You can say things I disagree with. I do not care. We almost got 500 likes, dude. That's so cool. So I'll show you guys what we'll do now to clean up any of the other like excess, like because I got a little bit of color in some places I don't want it. That's normal. We do that all the time. Now we're going to do the line on the beard with some color. It's usually a good idea, like if you have any leftover shaving gel, to try to wipe that off. Appreciate you, man. He said, I think that looks so good. Thank you. That was Shingy the artist. Maybe it's artist. Maybe it's a play on words there. Artist. Yeah, we're going to put it in the beard too, guys. So now's where you want to have a brush handy. I actually kind of like using a stiffer brush than this, but this will work. when I'm done, you guys are going to think my beard is fake. It's going to be so perfect, you guys will think my beard is fake. And I can't tell you guys how many compliments I get on my beard daily. I know some of you guys might, this might come as a surprise to you because we have some goofballs in here, but you know how many times people have been like, yo, your beard's so nice. Can you do mine? Or how many times I go out in public and people are like, hey, are you a barber? Like, that's why I do this. And I know I'm doing this like live right now, so it's taking me a little bit of extra time, but really it takes me no time at all to put this tiny bit of color in my beard, fix my line, and be done with it. And I got clients that ask for this all the time too, so it's kind of nice to, like, if you want to sell a service, it's kind of nice to wear the service yourself. It's like if you're in the shop and let's say you got some really good products you want to sell, if you don't even have any of the product in your hair, if you don't look presentable, you're not gonna sell a whole lot. So we did this live and we got our hair cut and everything's looking pretty decent. Now we got to actually fix the beard. And it's going to be pretty miserable on you guys if I keep this microphone here. So I'm actually going to set my microphone down for a second. And we're going to wet the beard down. Grab my favorite beard brush. That would be this one here. We'll wet this down. If I want to do this quick, I don't really have to soak it. If I want it to be perfect, I'd kind of like my beard to be pretty wet. Somebody asked, do you have an online barber academy that I can take for school hours? No, you're able to watch the videos if you're a member. You can see a lot of the tips and a lot of the techniques. A lot of it's free too. And I know that there's a lot of barber schools because I go to them. There's a lot of barber schools that play my videos in their classrooms because I'm kind of one of the people that really breaks things down. I'm not gonna say there's nobody who does it. But a lot of people that do this stuff, they don't really explain everything they're doing. So students are usually at a bit of a loss. I'm putting some beard oil in here. This beard oil is from Johnny B. And this is just going to be a good heat protectant. But you won't get hours unless you're actually at school. Sometimes schools can be cool about it too, though. All right, we got the beard oil in there, and already that looks a lot better. But now is when it's really going to come together, guys. We're going to blow dry it. There's nothing pointless about this product, and you guys are going to see it's going to steam up when I start to get this dry. He says, good luck, Yank. Kind of hilarious. So like sometimes I like to stop right here and just kind of, you guys can see the difference. I'll show you guys in a second. You see that? All that steam that's coming off of that, that's actually the beard oil. Instead of it destroying my beard. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it. This is all high heat right now. I got the heat as high as I could take it. I want to make my beard as hot as I can get it. And then I'm going to hit the cool button, and that's going to set it. So if you look at like the before and after, that's nice and smooth. It's going to stay like that until my hair gets wet. And this side is all messed up. So we're gonna do this side now. I'll switch hands. I've been a barber since '03. Heat definitely will damage your hair. That's why you got to put oil or something on it if you're going to be doing this. That's why women with long, really nice hair, a lot of them are using different types of blow drying products before they blow dry the hair. Heat protectants. They're definitely one of the better selling things. Moroccan oil is a really expensive product that, to be honest, really isn't that much different than a beard oil. But these products will do two things. One, they'll protect your hair, and two, they will actually help you dry your hair. They'll cut the drying time down. Because when you put oil in your beard, it doesn't take as long to dry the hair. So now we'll do the high heat on this side. Just hitting it with the high heat so that it's not sticking out. And I'm going to hold the cool button. That's what I like to do. I like to kind of push it towards the center. Now my beard's much longer than it was before. And the last thing we're going to do is we're actually going to take that same can that we were using. This is just a little bit of beard balm. It's kind of like a beard butter, kind of similar to almost like a pomade, like a water-based pomade. And we're going to break this up in your hands really good so that we got it all over there. And this is just one of them things that's going to keep your beard, feeling really nice. It traps a lot of those flyaways from coming. It'll help me kind of keep my style. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of product in the top. And this is just Statement, another water-based pomade. This is kind of my favorite stuff to use because I can actually put my hat on after work when I go play golf. And it's not going to bother me at all. But the other thing it does, if you notice, is it makes my hair look pretty thick, which my hair is not thick. But it makes my hair look thick. So now, man, I mean, I feel better than ever, man. I feel like my skin is back. I feel like my hair is back. When I walked in here, man, I felt like I was looking rough. Before I started this live, I felt like I was looking pretty rough. But now I'm feeling pretty good, and that's the beauty of a haircut, man. Like, there's few things that could just make you kind of look and feel good about yourself that do what a haircut does. So I just took a little bit of aftershave and I sprayed it on what that's going to do is that's going to push that color down a little better. It's looking good. Now, for the cleanup, we have a little bit of color in some little bit of places that we don't want it. So what we'll usually do is we'll take a couple Q-tips. It's like cut my beard off. You're crazy. So I'm going to take a little bit of Q-tips, spray a little bit of aftershave. This aftershave is like 90% alcohol. And I'm just going to go over the line, and you guys are going to see what that does. That takes off from where I don't want it. Man, we got 500 thumbs up. I can't believe it, man. You guys are awesome. Thumb up one time for all the haters that are in the building. We're dealing with that. But we got the chance to maybe even hit like 600 thumbs up, which, to be honest, I'm already happy, guys. I mean, I came on here kind of hoping to get 100, so appreciate all of you guys for, just being in the room and checking it all out. There we go. All right, y'all. Let's do a final spin here. See what you guys think. But that's the fade. And doing it on yourself. I never said that it was going to be perfect. I just said it was going to be good, and I know for a fact it's going to be as good as many of the barbers that are out here doing this. And I've just been doing this for a long time by myself, you know, so I really can't complain. I want my haircut to look nice, and as far as I'm concerned, it does. So now comes the professionalism. Like, customers are about to come in here. I'm looking good, I'm smelling good, I'm feeling good, and I'm obviously going to be able to execute a good haircut on them as well, and they're going to be happy. So if you guys double tap the middle of the screen, we got 594. We just need like 10 more. That'd be really cool. We get 600. He said, I think you are a great barber. I wouldn't do the painted on edge, but that's me. Look better if you made it look. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man. Look, I totally get it. If you guys don't like that, I already warned you guys before I did the color that a lot of you guys were not going to like the color. But it's just personal preference, and I do like it because I'm starting to get a little thin on top, and this makes it so I don't look thin on top. And it also allows me to help sell the service and market the service to my customers. So if people come in here asking for something and I don't do it, that just doesn't make me look good at the end of the day, right? So shout out to all of you guys for coming in here. Antonio Velos, he said, give me a shout out. You got it, bro. Looking good, big bro. Does it transfer easy? No, it doesn't. He's saying like if I lay down on something or something like that, it doesn't. Actually, I'll show you guys real quick something. So the color's not entirely dry right now, but like this is a white. Here it might a tiny bit, just a tiny bit because it's not completely dry. But once it dries, it's not going to do much. So that's kind of the nice thing about doing this. You can take a shower, you can wash your hair, you can wash your beard, you can go in some water, and it's still going to be there for a couple of days. It's going to get a little less. So like when I first put it on, I put it on heavy on purpose because I want this to last 3 days. But it's going to look a little less pronounced every day. And by day 3, it's pretty much going to be gone. So we hit it, man. We hit it. We hit the 600 thumbs up. The stuff that we used was called Kiss Express. And that's just the way I like to do it. I like to paint it in rather than spray it in. And like I said, it's still a little bit wet, but it's going to make it happen. But the fade, we got the fade. We did the cut. We did everything. We walked you guys through the entire process. We do this self-cut Saturday. I thought about it this morning. I've been cutting my own haircut on Saturdays for the last 3 weeks, and it's progressively gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. Last week, you guys watched, it was 82,000 people that tuned in, and we got 850 likes. And the week before that, we did something like 600, and that was really cool too. So it's just, obviously it's something that you guys want to watch. All of the different links that you guys see, I linked all the products that you guys see in the description. I just tried to link them up real quick. And I know that there's still some Black Friday deals going on. Thank you guys for the subs. Appreciate you. Subscribe if you're not already. He said, what if you had a redhead? There's actually red. Yeah, there's Red Kiss Express, and I have done that on a redhead before. So that's definitely possible. You can definitely still do it. So there's still some Black Friday deals. I know there's some site-wide deals on Stylecraft and Gamma. So if you guys want to pick up any of the tools that you guys seen, I would encourage you to go directly to their website. However, just for ease, I was able to link some that YouTube provides as well. So with that being said, guys, we have over 1,000 videos to help you learn, probably getting close to 2,000 videos to help you learn. Subscribe if you're not already. Really do appreciate all of you guys for jumping in here and double tapping that screen. It really helps the channel grow. It really helps me get this out to more people. We hit 625 likes. So nice. That's huge. That's really good for the program. And like I said, guys, it has not been easy to continue growing on YouTube. We hit like 170,000 subscribers. And ever since I hit that mark, it's been so hard to pick up more subscribers. It's been so hard to get more views. It's been so hard to get like really any momentum. I've just tried all kinds of things, and it's difficult. But the one place that seems to be picking up good momentum is the live. And if you guys are interested in becoming a barber, if you want to learn more about this stuff, that's what this channel is all about. And when it comes right down to it, if there's any reason why you don't want to become a barber, like if you started and you failed, if you're in a job and you're saying, I'm just too old to change careers, all of these things, like I've come to kind of realize that all of this stuff is just lies that you tell yourself. when it really comes down to it, I think that you guys should do what makes you happy. If this would make you happy, if it would make you happy to be in control of your own business and come in and cut hair and talk to people and develop relationships and stuff like that. If you're an extroverted person, if you like to speak to people, if you like to kind of just be in the mix, I don't think there's a better job in the world out here, right? And in 6 months in Florida, you guys can go and get a barber license. You guys can get a restricted barber license in 6 months. It takes 600 hours. You can actually probably do it in 3 if you went full time. So, you know, it's just, if you do this and you take this career seriously, it can be really good to you as well. It can, you know, it can definitely change some lives. I mean, I kind of compare it to like being a bartender, but you know, you're gonna get the tips, you're gonna get the people, you're gonna be talking to people, you're gonna be doing their hair, but you have more time with them to develop real relationships. And sometimes these people fit into your picture in a way that you don't even expect. So, I mean, I had multiple clients offer me money to buy my first shop. They see me in here at 5 a.m., cutting hair, staying late, doing all the stuff. A bunch of clients that I cut their hair tried to give me money to buy my own shop back when I didn't have one. And I told them no, I wanted to do it on my own. I wanted to do it on my own, and they respected that. But the fact that I had people in my corner helping me that literally came from me just showing up, cutting hair, just being here every day, that's, you know, to me, I think that's pretty incredible that people were willing to help me out. So that, he said it's Phoenix, we need 1,500 hours. It's true. It's true. They're different all over the world, or I said all over the country. It's different, and all over the world. I mean, in certain places, you don't need barber licenses to just start cutting hair, which is probably not the greatest thing. But like in the UK, I don't think you need a barber license still. But if you are in the United States, it depends what state you're in that, you know, what you're going to have to do to get the barber license. But in Florida, they lowered the hours to 600 hours. You could do it in 3 to 6 months, and you could be out here, you know, cutting some hair. So if you want to do that, you know, I think it's pretty awesome. And there's a lot of good sides to the business, and it's not for everybody either. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say it's perfect for everybody, because it's not. There's definitely people that are probably not well suited to this. And in my entire time training people, being at the barber school, doing all this, I really think that anybody can learn how to do this. But I think that if you have the right attitude, that really helps. Like, you got to leave your shit at the door. You got to put on a smile, and you got to be here, and all your shit that you're going through at home with your wife, with whoever, like all that shit's got to stay outside. And in here, it's just got to be fun, positivity, and getting, you know, people to enjoy their time here. So with that being said, man, I'm going to leave you guys with this. It looks like we got close to 700 likes. Really do appreciate you guys for jumping in here. All of the haters, I love you guys too. I really don't care. I appreciate you guys coming in here and dropping some comments. It doesn't matter to me at all. I think, you know, it just comes from a place of jealousy, insecurity, whatever, you know. It doesn't bother me, not one bit. If I was afraid to do things online, like it's not gonna scare me off. For like I go on stages. I've had 300 people around me while I cut hair. I've had haters come up to me in person. I get a lot more of it online for sure. But at the end of the day, I do not care. I do not care. None of this matters to me. And I'm going to keep on keeping on. And I think, as they say, if you got haters, you're kind of like doing something.
But Chad says if
something
you ain't
like
got
that.
haters, you ain't winning.
Yeah, if you ain't got some hate, you ain't really winning. You ain't really doing much, you know, and that's really what it is. So anyways, we're going to stay positive. That's right. We're going to stay positive, and we always are, man. Because, you know, the people in life who are doing things, we're doing things. Double tap the middle of the screen for Sonny right there. We always having a good time over here, man. Like, pretty soon we're gonna come in here, we'll be talking about football, we're gonna talk about everything, and it's, you know, it's a lot of fun. So we're gonna go knock out some of these customers, man. They're gonna start coming in here in a minute. I wanna go clean up, and I will catch you guys in the next live. We got over probably maybe getting close to 1,600 videos to help you learn. Subscribe if you're not already. And he said, Mr. Krabs dance. Yay, Sonny. Yeah, it was Mr. Krabs, wasn't it?
That's my dog.
Oh, man. But, all right, you guys, appreciate you. We will be back with another self-cut Saturday next week. So if you're subscribed, you guys will get the notification for that. We'll keep doing it. And we will be going live throughout the week. If I get some clients that got some cool hair and they're cool with it, we'll make it happen. Says the MC Hammer dance. Kind of was the MC Hammer in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Remember in 40-Year-Old Virgin, he did that, and that was crazy.
I love that movie.
Yeah, he did it. He did it great. That was such a funny movie. Might not be great to put that on. We got some kids coming in here.
Oh, we do?
All right, you guys. We'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out of here. Appreciate you guys. Smash that double tap the middle of the screen on the way out. Really helps. It'd be cool if we got to 700, but if not, it's all good. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.